Hello everyone, I'm Winston. I'm the product manager of domain-focused HNI IIoT. I'm working on the vertical market specific needs of HNI. It's so glad to be with you in this webinar. Today, I'm going to talk about trends in explosion-proof market specifically related to HNI device. I will also sharing some basic knowledge of explosion-proof certification. We all know modern industrial production, processing, transportation, storage, and other processes produce various explosive substances. It is floated around the environment in the form of gas, liquid, and dust. These dangerous substances have an impact on our public safety. The potential crisis is huge, and the people were unaware. Next slide. Okay, before I start my presentation, I want to share a terrible news happened in April 2022. More than 100 people were killed overnight in an explosion at an illegal oil refining depot in Nigeria's River State. The explosion destroyed a section of the forest. The hazardous process has led to many fatal accidents and has polluted a region already blighted by oil spills in farmland. Actually, last month, there was another illegal oil refinery exploded in Nigeria. So, according to the Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. The price for hazardous environment will be huge and terrible. The government or enterprise should avoid this tragedy happen again. Next slide. Okay, let's look about the hazardous environment. Oil and gas, steel process, petrochemical, energy and power, food process, pharmaceutical process, mining, energy and power, recycle battery, etc. These industries all have some explosive and dangerous processes. This is also a key industry with mandatory requirements for explosion-proof certification. Advanced countries continue to form strong requirements for security through legislation, and this regulation block competition from other countries, forming the biggest trade barrier other than tariffs. If we want to enter this market, the major challenge comes from product design, product certification, and specification familiarity, and industry evaluation. Today's topic attempts to guide the concept so that beginners can quickly understand the relevant specifications and also learn which explosion-proof HNI we have in Advantech. Next slide. Okay, increasing energy and IoT requirements is the key factor driving the demand for the explosion, which in turn demands safe equipment in hazardous environment. The CAGR of explosion-proof equipment is expected to 25.87%, and the market size is more than USD 10 billion by 2028. There have been a rise in the number of explosions in the extreme environment of manufacturing industries across various regions because of the growing presence of chemical toxic paints and other combustible dust. Next slide. In this page, let's talk about what is basis for an explosion. There are three elements are required to cause an explosion: oxygen, ignition source, and flammable materials. The most commonly neglected is the detonation source and the substance. And the people are accustomed to mistake. Only the fire source is defined as the detonation source, and chemicals such as gasoline and diesel are defined as dangerous substance. This wrong cognition is the major disaster. Next slide. People used to think ignition source means fire or spark. The definition of ignition source should be source point with high energy density. Not only fire, spark, but also smoking, welding, and cutting, hot surface, static charge, electrical arcing can result an explosion. Next. In this page, you will see the classification of hazardous area. Sometimes we will find the label that mark the C1D2, but what it means. The C means class. The D is division. If you saw this picture, you can tell it because class 1 means our the gas, vapor, liquid, and class 2 it means dust, environment, and we have the class 3. Normally, we apply C1, class 1, and D2 division 2. The division 2 is the explosion material sometimes or seldom exists in this area. And another popular certification is called ATEX or IECEX. We can show in this table. They apply for the zone 1 or zone 2 or zone 11 or zone 22. It also means the gas or the dust, the powder. Next. Okay, in this page, we will show all the world standard of explosion proof. The label is many kind of label for the explosion proof. You can see the UL or IECEX and the ATEX or EACEX or PCEC. But next page. But in Advantech, we want to collect the highest quantity for the user. So we only apply for the ATEX or IECEX and C1B2 for our standard explosion proof product. But if you have a specific need for a unique customer, we can also apply their regional certification too. It's also okay. Next. On this page shows the explosion-proof HNI low map. Now, the product we are available is FPN A151H and the TPC 1881 WPH, and this year's new model TPC 155 and TPC 125. In the end of this year, we will launch a new high performance explosion-proof HNI called TPC 318WH. This is for the C1D2 certification. And the coming year, 2023, we will apply another one for higher authority certificate. This is called ATEX. Our new ATEX model will in the coming year. So next slide. Okay, for example, the oil and gas and petrochemical industry is the highly competitive and asset-heavy sector. In the process of oil and gas production, there are few challenges that will coerce the industry to change how they work, like data acquisition from massive amount of facilities, and upgrading complex facility and the system which require continuing monitoring and maintenance costs a lot of manpower and financial resources. For each process, we have the suitable HNI in order to fulfill IoT deployment. You can check on this slide, like the TPC 125 and 155. This is for the upstream, and the midstream we have the TPC 1881, and the downstream we have the old machine is workable, and specifically we have the monitor for explosion-proof FPN A151H for your reference. Next slide. About the outdoor application of the explosion-proof HNI, we provide 12-inch and 15-inch TVC for data acquisition and process operating. This successful case is located on Southeast Asia. The customer using the kiosk station to pay their gasoline, and gas station can process transaction and acquire customers' data. Next slide. Another very popular application is real-time monitoring for assets. Lots of data from temperature, valve, and pressure sensor are collected the data and stored in time on explosion-proof monitor in hazardous workplace. Sometimes you might think the CPU is not strong enough for big data analysis. Well, you can choose the optimized box PC you want located in your control room, and shows the data in time in the hazardous area by our FPN A151H. This is for the real-time monitoring application. This is very popular in the midstream and downstream in oil and gas industry. Next slide. Okay, attention. There is not only oil and gas industry can deploy explosion-proof device. Every hazardous area or dangerous process should choose the explosion-proof certificate device. After all, safety is our first specification. In this case, pharmaceutical, their drug powder around the environment. This high-density powder will become a flammable material. We can choose the C1D2 TPC to fulfill the IoT and safety needed for the customer. We are developing a new product for high authority certification. Our new C1D2 TPC will launch in Q4, and the ATEX version will be available in the coming year. The display size is 80.5 inches, and the CPU is Core i5 Whiskey Lake, suitable for data centralization and visualization. If you need high-performance explosion-proof HNI, please contact your local sales for more information. Next slide. Thank you all for attending today's webinar. HNI team provide comprehensive device for your IoT application. You can check our website for more detail. I'm very happy being with you guys in this webinar. Now, I'm going to release my password. My password is sustainable. Yeah, sustainable. So, thank you all. Let's see you next time. Bye-bye.